It's a pleasure to welcome my co-host, Alina Melodina and Scott Benson. How you guys doing?
Great
Good.
this morning.
Hello.
Awesome. Well, good to see you guys again. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal week as we are. Excited to talk all things Miami today. So, Alina, as always, we start off talking about a specific community, and I think you have one picked out today to go over.
Mhm. We're going to be talking about Sunny Isles. It's in my alley.
Sunny Isles. Tell us about Sunny Isles.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
So, Sunny Isles is located in Miami-Dade County, and it's a separate city, which, if you look at the map, the location is perfect because we have a lot of really great cities, but then they surrounded by like mixed areas, right? Let's say, for instance, you can live an amazing area in Brickell, but then the downtown is still mixed and it's very close to Brickell. Or you can live in Miami Shores and then Miami unincorporated in the area. So Sunny Isles has the location of Sunny Isles is very unique because if you look down, you will see Bal Harbour, which is a great city, super safe, very established. If you look on the west side from Sunny Isles, you will see Aventura, one of the best communities with great schools, with amazing mall, Aventura Mall. So great city. And then you go north and you are going to be looking at Golden Beach, which is one of the richest cities in the world. And on the east side, there's an ocean. So Sunny Isles surrounded by very good neighbors. And that's why it has a unique location and very high prices, not only because of that, because it's a lot of new constructions and a lot of very high-end condominiums. So that's Sunny Isles.
Now, is it sitting on a channel between the channel and the ocean, or is it on the prominent land side?
Sunny Isles looks like this. It's super
Okay.
super thin. You have ocean on one side, then you have a very small area where you can build, which there's no space anymore. It's oceanfront condominiums. Then you have Collins Avenue that separates the street. On the other side, it's mostly plazas. And then there's a couple more streets that go west. Basically, like, a couple streets, not a lot. That's it. That's the end of Sunny Isles, and it's super thin and long. And
Is it with such
if
a
you,
small area? Is it hard to find property on there? Does it the listings few and far between, or is it?
it's since it's mostly condominium, you're not gonna have a problem with finding condominium to purchase. It's a little bit harder to buy single family houses because it's only one area dedicated to single family houses. It's super small, it's very exclusive, and the price is super high. Then you are in such a unique place and that's why it's very high demand. Also, you need to add to the whole list that I mentioned that Sunny Isles has a public school with a rating 10 out of 10, which is
Awesome.
unfortunately not very common in our city, in our county. But yeah, 10 out of 10. That's another reason for people to move to Sunny Isles. And beautiful brand new buildings. Have you ever heard about building Porsche?
No.
Tell us.
I'm gonna tell you about Porsche. I wish next time we're gonna do maybe the videos because it's very exciting to see that kind of building. The way how it was created and it was built by Desert, they have elevator for the cars, and you
Ooh,
go inside the elevator and it brings your car right to your floor. You live on a 50th floor, and then it's the glass wall where you can look at your car, and that's one of the reasons why people and car lovers, they buy properties in this building.
That's
So
amazing. You know,
oh,
it's fun.
that got disappeared. No, you're back.
All right. You know, I love that because, you know, car culture is its own, you know, its own special beast. And, You've got the people that love to race the cars. You've got people that love to fix the cars. And then you have a group of people that love cars just for the beauty, the art, right, of the car itself. And I think that's amazing. What a way to display it, like in your living room, right? People coming in. That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. So,
and also the big.
no, go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, just one comment. The biggest disadvantage of people that live in condominiums, usually that they don't really have their own car garage where they can work on the car or do something with the car, right? So in a Porsche building, you have your own garage that inside your condominium. So you basically
Now, do you have to own a Porsche to do that, or can you have other exotic or normal cars?
You can have any kind of cars there.
All right, so it's a Porsche building, but you don't have to have a Porsche.
Yeah,
you
don't have to have a Porsche. You can.
Okay,
you
can have another
have
car.
any car.
All right,
it's not
all right, good.
Porsche, though.
Sure. So tell us how in California we're seeing a huge uptick right now in multiple offers. Things are starting to move very similar to where they were a couple of years ago. We're seeing very competitive market right now, where even just 2-3 weeks ago it wasn't that way. Have we seen a shift in Miami yet?
Yes, I had a very weird time for, I would say, 3-4 weeks, barely no showings. It was December and first part of January. And now it's the first week when I start getting like 3-4 showings a day. I had the other day, I would say 7 or 8 showings for one property.
Wow.
And because of that, I have a question for you. Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's because we might have another interest rate raise and people trying to just secure their loan and buy property as soon as possible? Why you think it's the reason? Because I couldn't figure out why it was so slow and now why it's so crazy. And that's your field, so you probably know why.
Right. Well, you've seen a couple things. So interest rates have dropped. I mean, we've done some loans down into the mid 4s recently, which is pretty aggressive. Those did involve a little bit of a buy down, but I mean, in the low 5s is definitely available for even jumbo properties, which is a significant improvement over where it's been. And then if you look at some of the analysts and what they're saying, what's going to happen with rates, you kind of got this dichotomy of opinions, right? So you've got one side, which is saying there's a chance that we go into a recessionary environment, so the Fed may lower rates. So they're thinking that we might see another 0.5 point drop. But then you've got others that say we're going to go through an inflationary period. And as a result, we're going to see some increases in rates as they try to fight that off. And, so I think it depends on which side of the house some people fall within. But I also think that people are recognizing the fact that home prices took a dip, but I mean, it was a very moderate dip, and they do not seem to be on at least a short-term path for more dropping. So I think some of those people that were on the fence that thought that, hey, we can't tell you how many clients we have that come to us and they say, oh, you know what, I want to buy a house, but I don't want to buy right now because I think home prices are going to fall. And we're always like, oh my God, if you knew that, you would be so wealthy you could buy multiple homes for cash. Nobody can predict what's going to happen, right? It's too difficult. And real estate, you're better off going ahead, locking it up, get into it. Maybe your timing is horrible, but if your timing is horrible, if you hold it for 10 years, you're still going to do remarkably well. And trying to time it, you might miss out on a bump up. And we're seeing people, if people would have bought homes 3 weeks ago in Southern California, they would have been able to negotiate seller concessions. Now they're bidding against other buyers. It's completely flipped that fast. So
yeah, I think there's a few things that go on there. I think the rates have definitely came down. And I also think that, we got through the holidays, and in general, real estate picks up around this time. This is kind of the season when it starts. And I think there's a perfect storm of people that were on the fence trying to wait for the price drops, realizing, prices are stable. The inventory is for the new builds, and the need for new homes isn't there yet. So they had that floor support that just stabilized the market. And then as the season began, people were like, you know what, rates are pretty good actually. We're seeing, like Scott said, in the 5s, you get into the 4s, you do a buy down, now you're in the 2s for the first year. I mean, you could do some competitive stuff. So I think it's a perfect storm of everything that Scott mentioned. And real estate is where it's at. And what we keep preaching doesn't matter. Buying is always better than renting, period. And it's just, we got to get that out there for people to understand. So
Ted,
tell me,
have you shared with Alina your recent most favorite thing to talk about?
Yes.
Which is cake. And I'm just gonna leave you with, can you just tell us about cake?
I can tell you about cake. Alina, I'm blown away to tell you about this. I've been super excited. It's my most favorite loan program we have. We call it the cake program. And I wonder if you can guess why we call it that.
It's exciting, like a birthday cake. I don't know.
Well, there's an old saying that you can have your cake. You can have your cake, but you can't eat it too, because if you eat it, then it's gone, right? So we have a loan program where you can have your cake and eat it. And with that being said, let me tell you what it is. Enough suspense. All right. So we have a program to where if you need to get into a new home, but you're still selling your existing home, we can make that happen. And what it is we do a cash out refi up to 70% loan to value on the current home that you're going to exit, allow you to take that equity and reposition it into that new home that you want to buy. And we can get that loan for 80% LTV and essentially move into the new home, have one loan. You're not paying on both, one loan payment, I should say, and qualify you with one loan payment on your debt to income while your home that you're exiting is still being sold. So think about the possibilities. You have all these people that are excited. They have their house up for sale. Maybe they put a contingent offer, but because the market's slow, they get rejected. Maybe they've done a contingency offer and their house isn't selling and they're going to lose the contract. This now enables somebody to get that loan, go get their home, move into it, put their home on the market a day before they actually close on the new one, and have their cake and eat it too. They can have the best of both worlds. They don't have to worry about, oh, my house isn't selling, oh, it's on the market. No, you can go buy your home today. You can take advantage of these amazing opportunities we have that happened on the market. Maybe you saw a house that you've been eyeballing that just came up. Maybe there's extenuating circumstances why that house has dropped a certain price and you have to take advantage of it, but you don't have the time to wait to sell your home. You can do that now with a cake loan. So now you can tell why I'm so excited.
Question. Is there any deadlines, restrictions? Do you have a frame within, like, time frame that you have to sell your property no matter what?
Yeah, that's a great question. No. What happens is they give you a year at the rate that we lock it in at. So you have that fixed rate for a year. If you don't sell it, then there's going to be a bump to that interest rate. But no, they don't. There's no forcing. They can't force you to sell it. You have to have it on the market, and you get a rate hit. So.
And Alina, one of the things to note, and Ted spoke to it, but just to be super hyper clear on it, when we're doing the debt to income ratio, they don't consider the payment on the existing home. They only look at the payment on the new home. So, so when you think about it, you're sitting with two loans, but they only do DTI based upon the new home. And you're not making any payment on the loan that you got on the existing home until you sell the property. When you sell the property, all of the accumulated interest expense is paid out of the proceeds from the closing to pay off that loan. So there's no payment shock by getting hit with two payments, right? And so there are some people that they may have the money for the down payment on a new property without even pulling the equity out, right? So all they have to do at that point is just make sure that when they refi the existing, they move into the new one, they've got the money to put down on it. But in a normal loan, they'd never be able to qualify because maybe their income is variable, right?
Because of the existing loan.
So
And I like this a lot because
That,
there's a lot of anxiety with moving and selling your house. And it's a major decision. Okay, we're going to sell our house, and now you're out looking at homes and you want to buy, but typically you're dependent on your house selling. And that builds anxiety. There's a lot of uncertainty because you're living in chaos at that point, I call it. So you're in that in-between time where you've actually moved and sold your house and you're moving into your new home, which is a lot of change. And, change isn't easy. It's good, but it's not easy. So this is a way to eliminate that and expedite that process. Another scenario could be maybe you have some upgrades you need to do to your house to really make it get top dollar. This allows you to do that while still moving into your new home. And I would say probably another third benefit I see to this is, let's say you're going to move into your new home. Typically, you have to do a rent back, or you have that weird time in between where you've sold your house, you've closed on it, but you haven't closed on the home you're moving to. Now you have that dead space to live in a hotel or Airbnb or whatever it is. This allows you to get in there very comfortably, smoothly, and takes away a lot of that stress. And for me, being a family with 3 children, I'd love to have that opportunity to do that.
that's amazing. And one of the main reason that people don't make a decision to sell and buy, let's say, for instance, you have a 2-bedroom apartment and then you have a baby already and you have another baby coming, like, you know what, now I have to sell, find something bigger. Meanwhile, I already have a newborn and I don't know where I'm going to be with kids. Let me just stay in my 2-bedroom apartment. It happens many times. Let me just stay, and I know it's uncomfortable, I know we're on top of each other. Maybe that's why people getting divorced. They're on top of each other.
We're saving marriages here. We're saving marriages. So
that's it. Yeah, so I mean, I think this is a really good opportunity if you have somebody that has, maybe you have a listing that hasn't moved, to go to your seller and say, look, we can get you in that new home now. You don't have to wait.
That's amazing.
So
that's really
it is. So you
go
please. No, I've done enough talking.
Nothing. I love the program. I think it's perfect for families. I think it's perfect. It's perfect for anyone who's buying a primary residence.
Now I'm going to say this. I want our viewers, I want them to go into the local bank, your Wells Fargo, your Chase, and I want you to ask for the cake loan. And when they're done laughing, come to realestatemortgageinsiders.com and hit Scott and I, because cake loan is our program. It does not exist. Other brokers do not know about this. They don't have this. You're not going to get this. You're not going to get this at Wells Fargo. You're going to get this through the Real Estate Mortgage Insiders.
Oh, God. And we forgot, Alina, we forgot to give you the one monstrous benefit of this loan. It's like the biggest one that really makes this appealing, at least to me. So after the closure on the loan, Ted makes a cake and ships it to the person that got the loan. So
I love it.
Oh yeah. I will gladly put on my baker's hat and bake you a cake.
So the cake loan, we're super excited about it. We've got people we're talking to about that now. And then, next week we'll talk about one of our investment loans for development stuff that we're also working on. So we won't bore everybody with that today. We'll just kind of tease it out a little bit. So
that's it.
Yeah. So Alina, also one of the things I wanted to ask you, you have a team of people within your organization. So you lead up a team of people in the market. And can you tell us about that team and kind of how you got things, how do you have things divided up amongst your team? Because I know you have some other realtors that are working for you or with you. And do you have them divided by market or market size, or you just all team up on everything? How do you guys handle it?
I have 2 teams. It might sound a little bit confusing, but it's very simple. I have 2 independent companies that work together, but it's 2 different companies that has 2 different operations. One is AGK Realty, and it's my main company. It's a real estate company. In this company, I'm a broker, and I have my real estate agents. I have a beautiful America. Her name is America, actually. She's from Cuba.
Oh, wow.
She's from Cuba. I guess her parents really loved America. and she speaks perfectly Spanish. That's for Spanish speaking audience, and not only. And then I have another lady. Her name is Yekaterina. She's Russian speaking and English speaking. So what I usually do is Katya covers a lot of long-term rents. I refer her properties under certain amount. Let's say she is great in a $500,000-$600,000 racket. And America is great with the certain areas because she lives in Miami Spring. She knows this area great, very well. Then she knows the Wynwood area, the Design District area, and we just help each other. I don't see. I won't say that they work for me. We work together, and I refer them a lot of business. That's one company. And another company you already heard about, it's YoVacay. It's a vacation rental company. I have the full team there, including the concierge service, handyman, cleaning crew. So they specializes on vacation rental. And sometimes we have people that coming from MLS, from the our data, real estate data, and they're asking for vacation rental. So AGK refers business to YoVacay. And then YoVacay people come for vacation and like, you know what, let me buy something in Miami. So YoVacay refers business to AGK. It's a very nice partnership between two companies.
I really like that. I like that you've got, so people can come to you and they can explain what their need is relative to real estate, what market they're going after, what size range they're going after. You can also speak to people with, from other countries speaking multiple languages, and then you can support them if they want to go after the rental income stream. So, I mean, that's just kind of exciting that you can handle all those different scenarios. So, makes you a partner for us in Miami. So we're excited to have you as part of our team too.
Thank you. And the beautiful also part is even people from in the realtors from different companies, they come to us. They come to us for analytics, even though DNA exists and everyone knows about this application. Sometimes you need real numbers to see and be more confident about properties that your clients would buy. And I have realtors calling me from other companies that have nothing to do with my company, and they're asking, oh, we heard about your vacation rental company, my client is thinking to buy this property, will you be able to manage it? But before you manage it, can you please, he's still thinking, he's not sure if he's going to buy or not, can you show me the numbers of similar properties? So that will be a great tool for me to use to convince my buyer that it's a good purchase. Or sometimes I say, you know what, that's not good. Like what you're doing is just, it's not gonna work. Sometimes that happens too. And then obviously I'm saying, look, they trust me, they give me their client, and I promise them that I will never offer the client any real estate business and any real estate purchases, because that's important as well.
Your reputation and trust is huge in these situations. Let me ask you this: what is your occupancy right now? Are most of your rentals pretty busy at this time of the year?
This year is very, very interesting, and I wanted to share with you this information because it's really twisted and it changed direction. We are very busy with our luxury condominiums. It's all booked. Oceanfront properties that are across the street from the ocean, downtown, it's all pretty well occupied. And we got a twist on a single family houses. If you look at 2021 and 2022, we were slammed with the request for single family houses. I was renting, that was a time in 2021, I was renting a property that I purchased for $600,000. I put in the property $200,000, and I was renting it for month of February. I still remember that for month of February, I rented the property for $34,000.
Oh
The
my
property
God.
cost $800,000. So the property generated like $280,000 a year, crazy numbers. And it was exciting. And it felt like that's how it's going to be all our
Yeah.
life. It's amazing. People from New York, they won't even negotiate. They will just wire money. And what I think happened first, the low interest rates. Second, the AirDNA application. So all the investors start looking at the best opportunities in the world to buy real estate, and Miami was on the top. And a lot of money came to Miami. And this is the most weird thing because we have a problem with the long-term rent. The price is skyrocketing for the long-term rent. There's no inventory. But if you open right now Airbnb and see how many single-family houses are available for this month, you will be surprised. Usually there's no properties available, no single-family houses are available. Now the inventory, and also people are scared because of the recession. They're not sure, and they're not confident. So the regular houses, nice houses in good areas, but it's not going to be super luxury, $20 million properties or like $10 million properties, because that's great for that market. There's still good vacation rental tenants, but this medium market, up to 2 million, $2.5 billion single family houses that sleep a lot of people, that will comfortably accommodate like 10, 12, 14 people, that I can see a little dip. So
Do you think it's more of a function of the market's saturated now because everybody jumped on Miami being a hotspot for Airbnb, or a little bit of just buyer reluctance to spend money right now because of the economy? A little bit of both.
I think it's a combination. I think it's
Sure.
a combination of people slowed down a little bit. They don't travel as much as they used to. And again, look, people that we call like millionaires or multi-millionaires, they travel. That's why all these luxury properties are completely rented. I'm talking about houses that were generating such a great income, and usually those houses were great for young people that haven't get together. It's 12, 14 people. They put money together. Everyone put $100 ahead. So they rented a property $1,000 a night, and it's like 10 of them, right? So I can see that market changed. I don't know if it's going to be permanently or temporarily.
Yeah. So in that situation, do you switch them to long term, or do you keep them short term rentals, or is it kind of up to your owners?
It's up to owners, because some of the owners don't want to switch. They want to use the property. I rented, and I'm also an investor, so I own my own real estate. So I decided to rent one of my properties for 1 year. Another one, my parents moved in, and the third one is I put a property for annual rent, and I have showings every day. But I'm still in defense because I also have this property for sale, and I know once you rent it for 1 year, it's going to be extremely difficult to show the property. So I'm in defense. I don't know.
Hey, you're right. Right. Well, it makes it tough. Makes it tough balancing that. So.
And we were spoiled.
Right.
2021, we were so spoiled with the numbers, and it was pandemic. Also, pandemic helped a lot South Florida. We have people from all states being in South Florida, and now other countries opened, no restrictions, and I think that's also didn't help the vacation rental in this segment.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. So
that's some great information. Very informative. Good job, Alina. Really appreciate that. So Scott, if I want to come visit Redondo Beach this weekend, where are you going to guide me to go visit? What am I going to do for fun or something unique? Just where should I go?
Oh my God, so many things, right? I mean, so I love the beach, right? And I'm
I hear about it daily.
yeah. Did I tell you I live by the beach and I can see the water right out here? Did I tell you that? Oh, yeah, I did tell you that before, didn't I? So I think what we would go paddle boarding off of the Redondo Pier, right? So
Ooh.
paddle boarding, we're going to work that a little bit. And while we're paddle boarding, there is a famous little area where all of the harbor seals collect with one another, right? So we're going to go by and they start barking like dogs at us as we're going by on our boards. It's very, very cool. And we have to make sure that we stay upwind because I don't know if you've ever smelled a seal's breath, but it's horribly bad because all they do is eat fish, right? So whatever way the wind is blowing, we make sure we're not downstream from that, right? So you go, we hang out, we do that, we paddle around, we get really, really hungry, and then we go to this place called R32 that has a place that overlooks the water, right?
Wow.
They got great food, phenomenal beers, and it's just like a little pub that overlooks the water. It's just a lot of fun to watch. And one of my favorite things to do there is there's this little place that's right by it, right out front, where they rent paddle boards. And these are people that have never been on a paddleboard.
Oh
So
no.
it is like watching a live comedy show in front of you as these people take dives off their boards. And the water's cold, right? And so a lot of these people are not from California. They don't know how cold the water is. Screams of I mean, they're not going to die, right? But it's cold water, right? So
Yeah.
that's what we're going to do because I feel like I want a little comedy in my life this weekend. That would be great. So
That'd be amazing. All right. So then I'm going to hop on a plane. I'm going to fly to Miami. I'm going to do a red eye.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm in Redondo on Friday. I do a red eye and I wake up Saturday. I'm in Miami. Lena, where am I going?
Well, I wanted to talk about sunny isles because the topic of today's topic is sunny isles.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that it's surrounded by green area, it's also a very Russian city. I don't know how that happened. I guess Russian people pick the best cities, to live in. You will go on the streets and you will hear Russian language everywhere. It's like a Brooklyn or what part of Brooklyn? What part of Brooklyn is it where everyone speaks Russian?
I know what you're talking about. I've been there and I can't think of the name.
I forgot. It's part of Brooklyn where everyone speaks Russian. So that's a mini version of it. And you will see a lot of Russian restaurants, a lot of Russian stores. If you want to have Russian dumplings, like pelmeni, right? You can have it there. Russian candies, you can have it there. Caviar, they sell caviar there as well. So it's just so interesting and unique. Mini Brighton Beach, that's right.
The power of Google.
So it's
that's what reminded me. So I just had to throw it out there though.
It's a mini Brighton Beach, but much wealthier and with a good weather.
Great.
Very nice. Very nice.
So just
All
go
right.
there, and a lot of beautiful Russian girls there as well.
Very cool. Very cool. So
now
you guys,
you're flying on your jet back to Las Vegas, and Ted, don't tell me that you're going to take us to another pizza place.
No. All right, we're gonna, a lot of people don't realize this, but Vegas is becoming the bodybuilder capital of the world. We have the Mr. Olympia is here, several different contests. A lot of bodybuilders live here, but we have some amazing gyms. Now, my home gym is called Fit Club, and I have to bring you guys to Fit Club and show you why it's special. It's the vibe in there. I mean, they got amazing equipment. They got amazing trainers. Everybody's independent. But the vibe and culture they've created in there, it's a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of Vegas is a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business owners, and everybody seems to go to the same gym there. So there's a lot of networking. But beautiful people in Vegas are all there. All the industry workers, if you work at the pool party, the beach clubs, they all work out there. The Raiderettes, physique competitors. I mean, gorgeous men and women, all fit, but in a pink motif. The whole thing's pink, neon lights, DJ booth. It's phenomenal. It's one of a kind. It is Fit Club, and it's the best gym in Vegas by far. I mean, they got a mural of Jay Cutler, a mural of The Rock, a mural of Mike Tyson feeding his pigeons. They got Lee Priest, and they expanded the back room, a mural of Lee Priest. I mean, graffiti murals And it's just, I can't say enough good things about Fit Club. So if you want to come to Vegas, you want to get a world-class workout with me, you go to Fit Club.
I love it. I love it. Well,
Absolutely, guys.
I think we have a great weekend plan. All right. So, for Ted, for Alina, thanks everybody for taking some time and listen to us talk a little bit about the beautiful Miami market, learn about a new area, we hope, and maybe learn a little bit about how to get your cake and eat it too, or keep your cake and eat it too, I should say.
Fit.
So thanks everybody for watching
All
today.
right. Have a good day.